Hi guys, it's Miss Foley here. We're just going to quickly do a review, hopefully a review. For some of you this might be new information, but for some of you you've probably covered this before. But this is a review about the research resources that are available to us at Campbell Hall. So I'll quickly cover the online resources at the library here, and then I'll do a quick overview of Google Scholar. The important thing is that the things we're covering here in terms of research and being able to do online research with facility is obviously something you're going to need both for this Joyce project, but also in a larger sense, these are exactly the kind of skills you're going to be required to use in college. So it behooves all of us to just do a quick review of how to do these online research searches. I'm on the Campbell Hall homepage here. We're in high school. We'll go to high school. And let's go to library. Library, online resources. I'm on the library page. Once I've done the online resources, I'm confronted with the I'm at home and the I'm at school options. If I press the I'm at home option, I get the same list of databases. Because I'm not on school sites, though, I might need a username and a password to log into some of those databases. But since I'm at school and I don't want to waste your very precious time logging in and out of these databases, I'm just going to use that option. So here are the list of the databases that Campbell Hall subscribes to. These are all paid databases. I love the Vogue archive down there. You know, out of curiosity, let's see if there's anything about James. I've been searching for James Joyce everywhere. Is James Joyce? Look at that. Who would have thunk it? James Joyce in the Vogue archive. Right? That's the amazing thing about research. You just never know where things are going to be. I would have never imagined that, and I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, okay, so back to the main research, though. We can start with Britannica Online. You know, it's a great starting point for research. I suspect Britannica Online, even though it is the academic version, not a particularly sophisticated research source. It's short, got a paragraph on each book he wrote. I don't even think it covers the dead. So it covers Ulysses and Finnegan's Wake. You know, good background reading. I'm not really sure it's worthy of a senior level high school paper, much less a college paper. But again, it's sort of similar to a credible Wikipedia, I guess, if I was to make that kind of analogy. EBSCOhost, great database. It has all of these different sub-databases. So we have a literary reference center, which is most useful to us, but also for history, biography. Many of you have probably used this database before. But I will select it and show you guys how this is all organized. So we have the list of the different reference centers here. So because we're researching James Joyce, I'm going to choose the Literary Reference Center. However, if I was perhaps interested in Joyce's nationalism in the Irish Republican Army and the Sinn Féin movement, I might choose the History Reference Center. So again, there's multiple places that you can look. It really is just sort of angling your research to get everything that you may need. So I'm going to type in Joyce here and see what we get. I've got 5 pages of articles. Silence, exile, and punning. Great punning in James Joyce, particularly in Ulysses. So these are some of the books he wrote. I think the search is too broad. So I'm going to parameterize the search. So, as I expected, I only have 1 page now of articles that I need to look at in terms of the dead, which is really nice. Again, good research, guys. Good research always means that you'll be doing less reading. If you're intentional about your searches and how you're doing the research and you use the databases efficiently, it basically means that you're not going to be doing a lot of reading, which is which is something that I like to do. You want other resources and other people to be doing your research for you. So I like to, how EBSCOhost says these are all from academic journals. Now, some of the databases may have overlap. It's possible, for example, let's see, Explicator. This is a great example because some of these articles I may find on Yahoo. I may find something, studies in short fiction, summer 95. I may find that on Google. I'm probably not going to find 20th century literature on Google. So again, there's some overlap in terms of the databases, but it's important to explore all the databases, particularly in your first pass at research, so you can throw a wide net and then make it more specific as your paper sort of emerges from the onslaught of information that you're dealing with. So here I've got not too much noise, Joyce's The Sisters in Irish Catholic Perspective. So here's my entire article. Again, I very much like this. If I find this quote particularly useful, I can press the 12, click the 12, the hyperlink, and it'll take me immediately to that footnote. That's a really exciting aspect of these kinds of databases. Works cited. Again, so much of research is following the thread of the conversation. So now I know that The Sisters and the Dubliners, this article by Brandeboer, is going to be talking about the same topics that are covered in this article. So if I've decided that I'm going to be writing about the sisters, I might want to look at that article too. If I only have to use 7 articles, 8 articles, and I feel like I've done my background research, I can basically find all the things I need right here. Now you can try and basically redo the searches, but my preference, my experience in research has told me the best way to do it is to just cut and paste this entire thing into a master article. So if I were going to do this, I would highlight this entire thing, open up another Word document, and just cut and paste the entire thing into the Word document. So then I don't have to worry about recreating the searches, or if I have a quotation and I don't have the citation, I just don't have to worry about these things. I could also create a PDF file and email it to myself. You can see the email option over here. Again, you want to do your research and you want to document the research in real time. There is nothing more frustrating than having a great quotation and not being able to find the citation. It is so frustrating, and it has happened to me many a time. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the list of online resources here. Entertainment Industry Magazine Archive. That might be interesting. Certainly if I was going to do, perhaps I'm choosing to see if The Dubliners has ever been staged. Maybe I want to see if there's been a production of The Dubliners. Well, isn't this interesting? Theater. The Dubliners for Joyce's Centennial. So if I was going to be writing a research paper about the theatrical aspects of the Dead, this database may be the place to go. Here you see it mounted as 2 one-act plays. That's fascinating. I find this all. This is why I love research. I would have never known that it had been adapted so many times. International news reports. Sounds like a melody maker. I'm assuming that there's been some sort of New Musical Express. It sounds like there was some sort of song or something. I want to go back up to the top ones here just because they were more obvious and clear. Okay, so if I press this article, if I click it, okay, here's a review of The Dubliners. It has been performed. If I want to copy the citation or open in a PDF reader, I'm able to do that. I've got the cast. How amazing is that? Save to my research. Again, my preference, cut and paste just the whole thing to something. The citation, hopefully they'll give us the, right, so you can cut and paste this citation and put it into your master document. Fascinating. Fascinating. Okay, so another source that you're probably going to be using is JSTOR. This is sort of the database with regard to literary criticism. So if I'm going to type in Joyce and the Dubliners, that's not right. We don't want that. These are the articles about Joyce's Dubliners. Okay, Journal of Modern Literature. I'll probably find that on Google. The Yearbook of English Studies? No, not a chance. Not a chance. So if I want to know about geometry and music, in the fifth Sunday, I don't know how this is related to the Dubliners, but I'm sure it is somehow. Again, you can do a page scan of the article, you can do an article PDF, you can find a summary of the article. Let's find out what that article is about. They are linked with Joyce's Dubliners in terms of epiphany and naturalistic motifs in the analysis of the effect of socially prescriptive worlds upon the African American protagonist. I have no idea what that's about. It does not seem relevant. But again, because I just clicked on the article summary, I know I can dismiss this article. So good research is about doing very limited reading. You should be able to do the research for this paper in simply a couple of hours, tops, maybe even an hour. But it's an hour if you know how to do solid, directed, intentional research. I don't want to look at that. Perspective of Joyce's Dubliners, let's just take a look at that. So again, I'm on JSTOR here. If I was going to do this, I would cut and paste this entire article. And here is highlighted all the things that we outlined in our search. The interesting thing about JSTOR too, and this is also a feature on Google Scholar. Okay, so say you find this article absolutely fascinating. And you say, gee, I wonder what other people thought of this article. What did other literary critics, what did other university professors think about this article? Well, they have this feature here called the track citation. So if you fill out a profile on JSTOR, which hopefully will be loading up here quickly. I'm here on a Saturday and my internet has been lightning fast. Ah, here it is. So if I fill out this content, which I haven't done, but I have something like this on Google, I can receive email alerts for saved searches, tracked journals, and tracked citations. So that means that if anyone publishes an article which quotes that article, the article we just looked at, I'll receive an email alert. Perhaps not as important when doing research on a historical document like the Dubliners, but if you're doing current events, if this is a particularly useful feature for the speech and debate team, because if they're debating something, they need to know immediately if there's been an update in a particular event, such as a revolution in Syria. So many people set up email alerts so that they get articles about that, important articles from specific journals. Say, if The Economist publishes an article about Syria, they'll get an email alert about it and get notification about it. ProQuest is also a great database. It mostly contains things like the Los Angeles Times, again, the Manchester Guardian. I like the dates here, 1821, 1857. If I was going to be doing something about Irish independence and Joyce, this would be a great database to look at. And World Book Online again. And of course, we've covered the Vogue archive and the World Book Encyclopedia. So real quick here, I do want to take a look at Google Scholar. This is an amazing database, if I can load it up here. And Google Scholar really, I guess, filters out the noise of Google and makes most of the citations a little bit more credible in terms of doing research. So I've only got 58 seconds to cover this, so I'm just going to type in James Joyce, Epiphanies in the Dead. Great, okay, because I've been researching Joyce. So here we go with Google Scholar, and I just want to point out a couple of really quick things. If I want to search in terms of particular dates, I can customize my range. Perhaps I want, you know, how it was received in between 1910 and 1920. And let's take a look at those articles. So do you see how then all the books are going to be contemporaneous to the publication date of The Dead? Or if I want to search from any time since 2013, I can do that as well. There was a recent article, and I think we saw this on JSTOR, on the Antioch Review 2013. I can search legal documents. Again, this is another great feature if you're following the thread of research.